Guys, hello and welcome to the Liberia TV network. Like we said, we've been thinking as to how we can actually get to our lab to have some conversation with the iLab, institution, basically focusing on this misinformation and disinformation. So, if you are following this platform, we'd like for you to kindly like, share, and comment on our page. So today we'll be focusing on some key issues. What are some of those activities our lab is really involved into? We basically focus on this information dissemination. So we are here with one of our brothers here today, but he will better introduce himself. So hello, sir, and welcome to Liberia TV Network.
Yeah, thank you very much, Francis. My name is Vani Kamara, and I'm the project officer for the Countering Disinformation in Laboratory 2023 Elections project, and I work for our Liberia.
Yeah, okay. So basically, your institution, over the past months, you have been involved into this information dissemination. Would you love to provide us a bit of synopsis? What actually led to your institution involving into the verification of information and to really go in depth, wherein people were like placing misinformation, disinformation? How actually you came about this idea?
Okay, so this initiative started with our partners, the government of Canada and the India National Democratic Institute, because disinformation, misinformation have become a new trend that different actors with different interests are now using to manipulate people for different reasons, for political reasons, for power, for financial gains, you name it. But it is even more interesting or more concerning uh, when the elections in Liberia was approaching. Our partners by then had deduced that it was important that, given that disinformation, misinformation was so prevalent across the region, and I'm talking about Nigeria, Liberia, Sierra Leone were having their election during the same period. So they used this project as a test case to see whether uh, combating this misinformation in this way can help to restore information integrity in those societies, and then try to strengthen and improve the democratic systems across the different governments. So iLab, uh, having won the credibility and confidence of these partners, decided to undertake this pilot project in two counties, so Monrovia and Nimba. These counties were strategically selected based on their electoral importance, because we really wanted to know how this information would have impacted those counties, and then vis-a-vis the lessons and things we learn from there, and then we'll see how to either extend the exercise depending on what our partners will decide at the end of the day.
Don't you mind sharing with us some of those achievements or challenges that were actually faced during said process?
Now, you know, to fight disinformation is a huge challenge, and this is not an overnight problem. But one major challenge that Liberia faces is that access to information is a real challenge. Before the project, uh, we did a joint information survey assessment, whose result proved that only 22% of the Liberian population by then were able to access, credible or quality information. So imagine 100% minus 22%. It means that the bulk of the population I mean, were actually susceptible to disinformation, misinformation, and a lot of mischiefs across the different communities in this country. So that was a concern. Partners were also interested. They wanted to know how this will impact the outcome of the elections and even the electoral process, whether negative, negatively, how would they measure that across those different communities? So we face a couple of challenges. One is that Liberia, the information system is not good. When I'm saying it's not good, I'm talking about having access to information. Most of the public institutions, I don't know whether you are aware of that, but it's an open secret that most government institutions don't have information on their different websites, and fighting this information. There is a standard methodology that says that you can only go for public information claims that can be traced to public records, right? So, but then the challenge was that each time we go after the information, we don't get the kind of feedback that's supposed to make us to generate uh, the answer with speed and accuracy and timeliness and what have you. So that was a huge challenge. We are through our partners. We have to employ the different methodologies that drove us to achieving some great results.
So
For example, I'm sure you heard about the situation where a poster claimed that.
we will definitely come to that, right? But let's look at this. With the level of gap that just been showing from your data collection, wherein many have really been facing some challenges in getting information and how to actually go about with it. What are some of those strategies or methodology that you are actually putting in place to ensure, because you've been a CSO institution, to ensure that at least across the country, people can really have access to, clear, balanced, and accurate information across the country.
Okay, so since we use several tools. One of them is Google, right? We use the Google search engine to generate some answers, of course, with some different techniques that we really want to expose at this time. But there were other extra things we did, not just Google. We went deep into research, right? We train our fact checkers how to investigate themselves, whether or not a source is actually accurate or not. So there were intensive trainings that we did from the back and forth, how to track an information, whether how to see an information from the onset and determine whether this is actually false or true. They went across those different trainings, and so there was a trainer program. We went through all of that. Even from the beginning, some of our partners, organizations who are also into fact checking, we collaborated with them. So it has been a Herculean task to really reach this far, but by the grace of God first, and also our partners, we are able to say that yes, somehow we were successful in creating awareness across the different population in the two counties, informing our people that these are the different harms and dangers that disinformation is causing around the world, and not just Liberia. And so we also taught them how to verify information by going to our website that we created. Is www.factchecklibera.info. That website, we have a lot of information about the project, including some very astonishing fact check reports, very interesting fact check reports that may interest the public.
Many could be concerned with regards to people that have these disability issues, especially the blind, the deaf and dumb, How actually you did you go about actually spreading your information, especially to the deaf and dumb, or probably to the blind, and also to the rural part of Liberia? Some people don't understand English at all. So, what are some of those channels or strategy that was actually
Okay,
used?
so for in a NGO cycle, we don't call them deaf and dumb. We call them persons with disabilities. They may be hearing impairment or visual impairment, physical impairment, all of that. So we term them categorically as persons with disabilities, right? So we met their different groupings. We met their representatives at different occasions, at different workshops. In fact, almost all of the trainings and workshops we have on disinformation, that particular group was represented. And they carried the message to their people. They carried the skills, the training, how to fact check issues, how to determine whether information, the source of information is true or not. So they were always represented. Besides that, we created chat rooms where we share information, we share ideas on how to combat disinformation, and so that we were able to achieve. Besides, these people have always been on our regular monitoring tools that we created, and so they were under our radar, under our microscope, in terms of what was happening in the post-training era of this countering disinformation project. And the feedback we got was that it was very positive. They gave us feedback, and so from there we determined that yes, we made some level of progress. But mind you, now this project did not go across the 15 counties. It's just 2 counties. So there is still a huge challenge because a lot more people are out there, a lot more Liberians are out there who do not have the kind of skills and knowledge that we have imparted into others. So that's why it's so important that we continue to fight disinformation, misinformation in the society, because it's still a big problem. Politicians, religious people, the different sectors, interest group of our society continue to use these tools as a way of dividing and sowing division across our society for different reasons, for political reasons, for power, for money, for property, for all kinds of reasons that are not in the interest of the public. So, I mean, we are hoping that beyond Monrovia and Nima counties, that we will step up our game through our partners so that we can touch other counties, and then that will make a much broader national impact than just Monrovia and Nima counties.
So, finally, what do you have to say to people who are being you through this platform?
Well, we just want to say to the Liberian people, firstly, I want to say thank you for coming to inquire, to also lift the story of what we are doing out there. A lot more people need to be aware that iLab has done XYZ so much to ensure that people fight mis and disinformation in the society. If you can just take a look nowadays or try to observe for yourself the way people used to go and speak on the radio, just boldly say anything they want to say, whether factual or not, that has declined. That appetite of just saying anything or just deceiving the public has declined. That has happened because of the work of iLab and other people like Local Voices and other people who are into fact checking. So the fact checkers, to some extent, positively impacted the elections by opening the eyes of our people to be aware of all those misinformation, disinformation that were being spewed by different actors in our society. So that is a huge awakening, a huge awareness in our society, in our country. There's now a project called Countering Disinformation, which we hope to be extended to other parts of our country, so that we can have a society that is integral when it comes to information, a society that will strengthen itself through its democratic arrangement based on facts. And so we want a culture of truth telling to lift our society, because when people are misinformed, when people are misguided, and it leads to wrong decisions, and that can also affect health, education, the economy, and you name it. A lot of things can be damaged as a result of spewing out lies and misinforming the people and misleading the people.
Okay, thank you so much. That was the voice of Mr. Fane Kamara, project coordinator for iLab. I'm Francis Kedika. Welcome to your live. Thank you.
Thank